system. Question would be, how would it play out if this is an alien ship that's in our atmosphere? Big question. Big question there. And I'll give you my take on how this is going to go down. Can't say as I told you so, but I can say yes, I told you so. Yeah. So if this is an alien ship that's coming in, it's been all over the news. You guys have probably seen the news about alien ship, possibly could be an asteroid screaming into our solar system at 130,000 miles an hour, same speed roughly as a intercontinental ballistic missile. It'll be visible basically come, well, Flowers here. Good to see you. We're talking about the alien ship they're talking about on the news. It was on New York Times, had an article on it. WION, I think, had an article on it. This is like Oumuamua on steroids. It's like 7 to 14 feet across, or 14 miles across, same size as Manhattan. Well, yeah, it's been in the news. Okay, so you don't watch the news, but it's been in the news that there's a interstellar object that's the size of the Manhattan Island that's now been spotted. It's a line of lights coming into our solar system. It'll arrive close enough come November to be a threat. Now, some experts are saying, small group are saying, this is a hostile alien Project Bluebeam. And others are saying that it's possibly like Oumuamua. It doesn't have any trail behind it. It's some kind of interstellar body that has come in. It's only been 3. This is the 3rd one that's ever been here. Now the cookbook's here. Good to see you. Gonna make it short today. Didn't get much sleep at all, and we'll see what's going on there. But I gotta go back out in the field in another hour and a half. I gotta be leaving to work, but we gotta discuss this. I was gonna discuss it yesterday, and every time I don't do a video promoting Jesus Christ as our Savior and the new kingdom and the angels from the 4 directions, I get in trouble. Camping trip went pretty smooth. I moved the trailer up to the place where the girl was killed 2 years ago, where her skull was just found this spring a mile away from where the burned out car on Duck Creek Ridge was at. I moved it up there. Don't like the place at all. Immediately I had truck problems coming down off the mountain. My wife had a very odd experience at work yesterday. Chaz that killed my friend Jeremy next door. It was Jeremy and Deb and Rick and Deb. Chaz took a AK-47 and shot my friend 9 times, his stepson. Chaz committed suicide, or suicide, what do you want to call it here on the YouTube, so I'm in trouble. And my wife's seen a kid that walk up to her work that looked just like Chaz. Well, she's going to Oregon next to Washington, to see her sister this weekend. And that's right next to this autonomous city of Chaz that was set up after Chaz killed my friend on Mother's Day. And he said, God is a myth, it's a fairy tale. So this interstellar object, I've seen the photos that they've taken of what they're showing us, and it looks, yeah, I'm telling you. And I was talking about the alien ship that's coming, and they're already among us. They're here on the ground with us. But and I'm going to explain how the alien attack would take place. In my theology, what a realistic alien Project Bluebeam not would take place, War of the Worlds. First thing you'd see is exactly what we saw May 2023, I think it was, when the UFO crashed in Las Vegas at Angel Maytag's house. That UFO was here prior with the aliens out of the ship. We had a conversation with one of the guys that was there that was working for the security company that actually confronted one of the aliens and chased it, and then the other one, they got a picture of it. So we got to talk to a guy that was here and he left Utah shortly after he had seen the 9-foot-tall aliens and will not come back. This is exactly how it would play out. My house was built by a man that worked for a certain agency, died first of the year 2000s, passed away in our room, our bedroom. Painted the house blue, Project Bluebeam. He painted the entire house blue. He painted the deck blue. It's still blue underneath the paint. You can see it on the deck. In the house where the big satellite dishes were. He had satellite dishes all over the top of this house. Like 3 or 4 big ones. And what he was doing, his grandson came and talked to us and wanted to see his grandpa's place. And he said that his grandpa worked for a certain agency and he was listening for alien communication after he retired. And he died in the bedroom with all of his equipment set up in there. And he spent all of his time as he was dying listening for this signal from space. Well, like I told my wife last night, I said, was he listening or was he sending signals? The house is blue. He painted it blue. What happened in Maui? The blue buildings didn't burn. The man that owned this house painted it solid blue, even the deck. Everybody around here I talked to said they thought it was actually strange. I don't know, oh, glory, nobody allows me to say anything, but I am Native American descent. Yeah. So, the guy painted this house blue, but he listened for the alien communication. But was he sending signals from this house? This here is a possible hotspot for attack here, like on Scary Movie, making fun of this show Signs. Was he sending signals? Well, that guy wasn't too bad. I think he says your native is blank. Yeah. I think he says as blank. Yeah, but whatever. We'll just let him go. Hopefully you guys don't say that. So, the way the War of the Worlds would start out, an incursion into our atmosphere, they'd send a recon plane. The recon plane would come in, or recon ships would be here, and they're done that. First reconnaissance would map out sensitive areas that they could attack with whatever weapon they had. Okay, yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, just don't say the F word. Okay, just tell my native relative out there, don't say the F word. Secondly, they would send in their first major probe, which would be Umamuma. Map out our system, star system, see what other possible threats they would have targeting planet Earth. If there was any problem from any of the other planets of the solar system, say there was a, oh, see, oh, I didn't see that one, yeah. He probably said something. Hopefully it wasn't bad. Oh, glory. Don't say bad things. If he said $5 Indian, kick him. We're not dealing with that. No offense, Old Glory. But we just get tired of this new generation insanity that's going on. Anyway, they'd map out our solar system to see if there's any tangible threats. Yeah, there is intel. You can go to the New York Post, WION. You go to the Real BP Earthwatch. Check it out. Go to New York Times. Alien threat. Alien ship enters into our solar system. Now, there's a small group of scientists said it's a threat, but most scientists are pretty much on the same page that this thing isn't normal. It's traveling too fast. It's not leaving a trail. It's a line. It's got lights all the way across the front of it. It's an object the size of Manhattan Island. Those of you alive today may witness an actual alien ship, which Umamuma was an alien ship as it is, a recon ship. Now, I need everybody to remember this. Don't think that anything that would come would be a biological being. Yeah, there's, you don't even know nothing. Polka trout. You've never even seen a flying saucer or anything alien in your life. So, yeah, go do you, bro. Go be as brainwashed the rest of these maroons, morons, post-pandemic people that are just running around thinking that there's some kind of gods on planet Earth, which are not. This is the exceptionalism of a post-pandemic world. Prior to this, people feared aliens. They feared the chance encounter of a Native American population meeting Christopher Columbus, is exactly what the experts have said. The meeting of an alien species to the human population of Earth will be like Amerigo Vespucci and Christopher Columbus landing in the Americas saying, "Oh, we got you." Exact same thing. Hey, dude, we watching on Grinder. Yeah, thanks for sending me that link. Yeah, you're a douchebag, dude. Get out of here. You know, and this is why ding dong, this is why aliens should wipe out the majority of the population. It's because of you. No civilized or angelic group would consider you guys ding dong as being anything other than an amoeba, a gnat, a bug, just buzzing around, shouting on everything. See, we were somewhat advanced as a society prior to COVID. Now the great decay of humanity has been in full bloom. Your truths, your powers, your respect you want for your gender or your feelings. That's what happens when you allow populations that have been crowded up and pushed into small areas like in Asia and India and New York and California that know nothing of the world other than what they experience on their computer, and it's a fans only grinder idiocracy of maroons that run this place. They run amok. I watch every day, all day long, the insanity of a post-pandemic decayed society. Along with Earth itself, this place is dying. It is dying. It's not the same. It's not fresh, new. It's dead. It's dying, just like its populations. Fighting constantly, shooting each other, gangster wannabes. What do you think they're going to say when they get here and they've been watching us? There's no such thing as aliens, says somebody that knows nothing. If you haven't seen a flying saucer or had an armed conflict with one during the day, don't. This isn't 2002. This is 1989. They've been here. And the older generation knew they were here. The older generation had dealt with flying saucers, UFOs, all kinds of stuff. But the new generation, you guys, Teletubbies, Tinky Winky, and Dora the Explorer. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. Yeah, it's gone. The four angels from the four corners of this universe of the heavens is coming. The four directions, the peace pipe, the four directions. The signs, the show signs. You the kind of person that believes in signs. Mel Gibson. Show signs. Are you the kind of person that believes in signs? He was a preacher, a pastor. His wife got killed. He dropped God. He cursed God. Mel Gibson was in signs. He's also in the Passion of the Christ. He wrote Passion. He directed Passion of the Christ. Get it? Get it. There's a connection between signs, Passion of the Christ. The alien invasion is going to start first. You're going to hear alien communication, which they have received alien communication. They received a message back. And it wasn't today, everybody. It was post-pandemic, before the world lost its ever-loving moral backing mind. This generation puts the old people out in the street to die. They don't care about them. Nursing homes are there to suck the last bit of wealth. And you guys that are raging for the machine. Government is good. God is bad. My truths, my proofs. Setting in cities. Pooping into toilets that back up the city sewers. Eating everything you can see and not even thinking for 1 minute, what life is about. What is this all here? They got people in the streets and all over Afghanistan just running around, killing each other, Americans plotting for war. Why do you think they're going to war everywhere? What would you think the reason would be for the actual Ukraine war? Why do you think Trump just upped the ultimatum on Russia? Why do you think they want a nuclear war? Or they'd even push or prospect for one? And why do you think the population would applaud nuclear annihilation along with biological they don't tell you about, which is true? There's biological weapons that your eyes will blow out of your skull when you get hemorrhagic fever, which is a nice little addition to your nuclear war that people are applauding for. You gotta get some Russian aggression. We gotta fight the Russians. Let's Lindsey Graham. Let's that. My opinion, they know it's over. The game of Al Gore and oh, you gotta save it. Look, it's Greta Thunberg. Oh, you're killing us all. Why they flood billions of people into the Western world from all over. Just flood people in. I ain't having kids again. Save the environment. Replace you with migrants. Wonder why. But why would they not care? Why would they want a war in Ukraine? You know what the Pentagon and the rest of the warmongers did? Yeah, money. They're eating the wealth of the world. Even in your third world countries, the rich have everything. In America, the rich have everything. They're shelving off, they're sloughing off an entire generation of baby boomers, trying to get them gone, get them gone, get them going. And as the other baby boomers eat each other's flesh. Cannibals. The cannibal baby boomers are cannibalizing the other baby boomers, plus Gen X, Gen Z, Y, whatever they got going on. Millennials, they're eating their flesh. Why do they care not about what they're doing to everybody? Why do they care not that it's too expensive to live? For 50%, 51% of the population is in utter poverty. Why do they care not about starting a war with Russia, crossing red lines? Well, there's only two explanations for that. Total supremacy of the world, or the shit show's about ready to end and they know it. I'm asking for a friend. Do you guys all believe the same thing, or do you just think that this is some standards of capitalism going on? There's just capital. Central banks, you guys know this isn't capitalism. The Federal Reserve is not capitalism. License permitting fees, it's not free market. What are you guys doing? I'm part of the 51% too. And it is because, my opinion, Flower, you worthless eaters, you spent the last 5 years of your lives cowering from a virus that was killing the best of us. And you came out of that basement closet thingy expecting and demanding too much. So they flooded you with immigrants, opened the borders. People do the work for you. And now the tech guys are gone. What are you going to do with these people? I present you with Project Bluebeam. Or an alien invasion they knew was coming anyways, because they already made first contact, which is a factual thing. They received a message. Did you? I remember they got a message back. They were sending up. They were trying to communicate with aliens for decades. Yep. When they see this thing's a ship, if this is a ship, which it more than possibly is, what is everybody in what is the pandemic, post-pandemic, where the rich guys stole everything they could steal? They stole everything. And the war in Ukraine was to get rid of all the old weapons to rearm themselves. They're arming themselves to the teeth. While Russia is depleting their arsenals, the West is arming itself to the teeth. What is happening here? New weapons. They've been replacing all the old weapons. Zelensky blew them up for them. Zelensky got rid of all those old weapons so the Pentagon and all the defense contractors could make new weapons. For whom? Russia could annihilate us in a heartbeat. It's called biological nuclear war. It takes 2.5 seconds to kill all of humanity. They can release anthrax and hemorrhagic fever across America, Europe, and destroy everybody's dead. You might be able to live through hemorrhagic fever or Ebola, but you're not going to live through anthrax. the plague. They could destroy all of humanity. And you're fighting a war against Russia that has those kind of weapons? Why? Because they don't care what's coming. Yeah, that's what it could be. Nothing can stop. He already said that. Nothing can stop what's coming. What's coming? Why are the rich building bunkers? Why don't they care about 51% of the population? Why are people just homeless, destitute? Why the rich are just getting sickly rich when they know the population could rise up and play French Revolution 2.0? What do they know that we don't know? Who are they arming for? Is it really Russia, or is Russia in on it? Is Vladimir Putin the sickle in on it? Do they know there's a threat coming? Because the first thing I would do, I've seen the aliens. First thing I would do is do a probe like they did. And they've been doing. Secondly, I would test their defense systems. Maui fire anybody? LA? Burning Canada? Hitting areas on the earth? Just to see what it can do? How close they have to be to actually destroy us? What kind of weapons would they possess? Or would they even need weapons? An advanced civilization that's traveling into our solar system to not come shake our hands and say thank you very much. Blue. Was Project Bluebeam just sent out there to get people confused? Because I've seen them. And they're not your friends. And if people say, oh no, they don't exist, bye-bye. There's plenty of Joy Reid you go pander to. Just telling you. You go listen to Jake Tapper. But the realization is there's something heading into our atmosphere, into our solar system. They don't know what it is. It's the size of Manhattan. It's only the third thing ever seen, interstellar body to ever come into our solar system. The third. And Oumuamua was the other one. And it had no trail behind it. And it sped up and slowed down, defied all logic. They're telling you they're among you, but nobody say, oh, no, they're not. There's no aliens. Says who? The old guys that hung around and took all the secrets. They won't even release the truth about anything. They release files and folders and redacted stuff. You guys trust those old men? Why were they? Because the color blue doesn't work for them. That's why they named it Project Bluebeam. Making a perfect flyby on every planet in our solar system. Information 2 worlds. Yep. I've seen the aliens on the ground, everybody. I've had an armed conflict in the 80s with a flying saucer. There is nothing that anybody else can say or do or try to pretend, and those that don't know anything can sit there and say they don't exist. You were not there. I did not see you. And it was a flying saucer. The rest of you that don't believe, go be you. Maybe they'll give you some more crumbs from the tablecloth of war. But the rich, they know something's coming. What is it? They made communication. They made shows about first contact, and your ancestors cared. War of the Worlds, your ancestors cared about that. They were smart. The rest were sucking off the teat of democracy and capitalism. Any man would give his only begotten son for democracy. I'm mocking you. And capitalism. I can take what I can from you as long as the central bank backs me, or the banksters from the monsters from Jekyll Island, J.P. Morgan Chases. They give us the money, and we're gonna do what we want with it, and you schmucks gonna pay for it. That's a good system. It's called America, land of the free and home of the brave. How many soldiers found out how much America really cares about them? I went and bled and died for this country. They'll beat you in the streets, dude. They'll kick you out in the cold wind and they don't care. Why? Because America. Yeah, ask Osama bin Laden, they shoved off in the ocean. Yeah. Wow. Great burial at sea. We couldn't have him coming back to America being a martyr. We shoved him off into the ocean. Really? Is that what you do with the most wanted thing on planet Earth? You give it it took DNA samples. He could have blew his nose in a trash can, bro. And you picked it up and said, we got his DNA right here. Yep. He wasn't in Pakistan. Oh, he was. Oh, okay, crap. Oh, he's not in Afghanistan. Never was. What about all the cave things we did over there? He was in a cave, and we got to get him. He's in a cave, Afghanistan. On dialysis, really? They ship all the product in. Yeah, can we get some more? Our patient Osama bin Laden's in this cave that the Americans are bombing constantly. Americans are dying trying to get to, but we're going to take care of him in that cave in Afghanistan. Schmucks. All of us schmucks. We're all schmucks. We're idiots. We went and believed in this crap. Yeah. About prepare to go underground. You can go underground, or you're gonna wish the rocks fall on you. You better believe the aliens have a sound weapon. You better believe that they have a weapon that they're going to make all the tough guys shat their pants, vomit profusely. This type of technology, sound weaponry against any kind of biological creature, is something's going to be able to, it's going to affect everybody, everything. Everybody's going to wish they would just die. Those are not sealed up. If you have a sill on your forehead, you're going to wish that you died. Sound weapon. I mean, one craft gets in our atmosphere, out of our atmosphere, all they got to do is hit us with pulsating sound weapons, and there won't be a single human being on planet Earth that won't be in abject pain and suffering. Imagine a noise. The story of the Comanche. Hey, Karen, good to see you. The story of the Comanche people. The Comanches finally told the truth about what happened to the Aztec Empire here in Utah, parts of Colorado, Nevada, Idaho. There was a sickness that came. This was from a Comanche lady, that the people all across the Aztec Empire in Utah, this is ground zero for the Aztecs. There was a great sickness in the Aztec Empire. These were villages. They were living like Shoshone, Uintas, and Comanches. And the people that go to a village, this is documented by a Comanche lady, that their arms would twist and their heads would spin and their necks would break and their bodies would contort and their spines would break and the people would drop dead. They found entire villages where people were contorted to the point of death, where the sickness hit, and all these villages all over the Comanche, which was the Shoshone, Uinta Empire, entire villages were dead within a short amount of time. This is her story. What happened to the great Aztec Empire in Utah? That would be a sound weapon, some solar weapon, or some kind of solar impulse that was so strong you'd hemorrhage, internal hemorrhages, go into spasms and grand mal seizures, which would be notorious of what they would use. Could it be a danger? Yeah, Karen, it'd be the four angels, the four directions, the angels that would come to bundle and burn. You will have where men will wish they would die, that the rocks will fall on them, but they can't get no relief. Only those sealed up by God that were to have the seal inside their forehead will be spared. This is exactly what it would be. This is exactly what the Revelations talks about. And it would come from an alien ship. It would come into our atmosphere, into our solar system, and it would torment us. It wouldn't kill all of us. It would torment. The angels would come, bundle, and burn the wicked. It's going to take the wheat and the chaff. It's going to burn the chaff. That's what the angels do. If we expect them to fly on wings, I guess we were absolutely living back in the 12th century. But realistically, it's going to be ships. I mean, we're living in God's program. We build ships. We build bombs. We build sound weapons. This is God's program. And that's why, right there, Flower, they're afraid. Let's see. Figured out. Just found this channel, and I'm listening. If you have 3-minute theory for what's going to happen in the next year. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. First of all, you're going to have first contact, which they already have. They've already sent out the alien signals. They've been sending alien signals into the galaxies. They found a planet, was in the news just the other day. Popular Science has a thing about these, one of the outlets. They found a planet bigger than Earth that has life. They detected carbon in the atmosphere and all kinds of cool stuff. They've been sending out signals for the past. They have great big discs. What do they call them? I guess you can look it up for yourself. They're continuously sending out signals into the cosmos. They got their response. That's the first contact. They made first contact. Second contact was when they came here, Muma. Ship came through, probably a drone. That's what they're talking about. Yeah, we are the reason why. Our reincarnation is true. Christ said that generation will never pass. That crucified Christ. There is reincarnation here. Proven by Amazonian tribes, even that they kill it. They take a drink at 20-something years old. They commit suicide, and the next child's born and knows the exact same thing as the others. Yeah. Once they get into our solar system like they have, they already had a probe, and now the big ship comes in. Secondly, what they'll do is they're going to get closer to Earth. They're going to check out all of our planets in our solar system like they're doing, and then they're going to scan for life. And the reason why is because Earth is its target. They've already found, just like a gold miner, you found the target material. They already found the target material. They landed in Vegas, crash landed in Vegas, got out, Angel made taxi and run around. They've already got the Fox News thing with these aliens, demons that were there. They seen when they broke it down frame by frame. You can say what you want. You can list the guy says no, it wasn't. You list the guy say yes, it was. So that would have been the probe. They made contact on the Earth with humans. They've been tracking us. There's hundreds of objects in our skies that nobody knows what they are, admitted by the White House. They don't even know. There's hundreds of objects inside our atmosphere that they do not know what they are. Okay? They shot a couple of them down. The one they shot went into Lake Huron. They cannot get it. The damn thing hit the water when Biden shot down the air with the big balloon catastrophe, and that damn thing took off into the Lake Superior, or Lake Huron, and disappeared. Nice Huron people. That could have ignited a war. That was after Muma. That could have been a contact too. We shot them down. They shot a couple of them down, but they don't know what they were. They're like, we're still trying to retrieve. No, they shot something down. That's when Senator Kennedy came out and said, lock your doors, folks, because he was taken into a skiff. You can look up Senator Kennedy, YouTube, lock your doors. He says he was briefed, and when they shot these things down, he said to lock your doors. They did not know, in my opinion, what the aliens were going to do. Now they know. This all fits in together now. Now they know. The Maui fires, the LA fires may have been retribution for the shooting down during the Chinese balloon thing of their aircraft inside of our airspace. Senator Kennedy said lock your doors for a reason. He didn't say it's going to be okay, everybody. He told the world that, but the post-pandemic people cannot get it through their heads. Muma 2017. They shot down those alien drones. They burnt Maui, and they started the LA fires, burnt them with a beam. They already started numerous fires in California the same way. They said it was too hot. The trees were not burned. Something was wrong with the last fires in California last time. It's indicative of an advanced weapon. Earthquakes. They probably recovered it and said, oh shit. The next move is they're going to knock our satellites out. You're going to have satellites will be crashing, falling to the. We report today that satellites have mythically fallen from the sky and we can't figure out why. Why is Elon Musk Starlink blue when it's in the sky? Got a question. They're going to cause insanity on this planet. People are going to start tearing each other apart. You don't think that they've worked this out? In my head, they've already worked this out. Series of events, possibilities and probabilities of an alien invasion. War of the worlds, you'd call it. What are they coming for? To harvest humanity is what they're coming for. The vats are full. Putin the sickle. Vladimir Putin the sickle. Hammer and sickle, the Soviets. The hammer and sickle. Putin, the hammer and sickle. The vats are full. Revelations. I didn't say it. Humanity's going to start tearing each other apart like a bunch of crazy zombie apocalypsers. Wonder why they're pushing a zombie apocalypse? Why don't they care about the poor? Why don't they care about those, our elders that are struggling? Why don't they care? Why do they give just a little bit and then cut them off? Why are they sucking all the wealth out of everything for maximized profits, knowing that in the end they could lose everything? What do they know that we don't know? Well, taking in Senator Kennedy's reaction to being taken in a skiff and showing what he saw and saying, lock your doors, folks. You look it up on YouTube 2-3 years ago. Taking into consideration the Maui fires, nothing blue burned. Project Blue Book, Blue Beam, the LA fires, massive earthquakes, and a dying earth, a dying planet. Christ knows where the new earth is. He's going to lead us there. And I'll tell you, quit crying. You must be a sheep in the Lord's flock. If you're not a sheep, you're a wolf. The only way to survive this is to be a sheep. He's not going to take wolves with him. 144,000 are getting out of here. Those are sealed up by God. They got a seal in their foreheads. You have to be a sheep. The Lord commands us to be a sheep. Not for them, for the Lord, for God. So yes, you must be a sheep. Wolves will not be accepted. All the other sheep are going to be slaughtered and ripped apart, piece by piece, by the very powers that be in this place. Corporations. The devil, you'd say. The Lord doesn't want nothing but sheep on his ship. We got to stop thinking that the angels come down on wings. Yeah. Ask the Roman guard that ran away from it was Christ's tomb, you'd say. It'd be more of an English thing. You'd want to run. They ran because the earth's shaking. A great light comes down. A great light came and you ran. He said, oh, I got to run away. Because they didn't have a terminology for a ship. I mean, nobody was flying. There was no airplanes then. Contrary to the modern post-pandemic younger generation, they didn't have airplanes back 2,000 years ago. Just for those that are snarky, wanting to be spidey about this stuff, or that don't believe, there's no way they could understand how you flew. The birds fly. Heaven was just right there, up in the clouds, where the kingdom is up there in the sky. And Christ was amazed by the galaxies and by God's heaven, the entire solar system, the universe. Christ was amazed. He sat there and gazed up into it at night. Look at all the planets. Those are million-old lights, millions and millions of years old. You're seeing lights now from the closest places, other than the moon, and maybe our own planets. They're in our sources. Those lights outside of that were shining, the closest ones were shining when Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. You're seeing the light now. You are seeing the lights that were generated from a planet that doesn't exist or is inhabited or is changed. The lights in the sky you see are millions of years old. You're watching a net of stars that are millions and millions of years ago. They gave those lights to you. Not now. They're not shining, the heavens. The heavens probably passed away. The entire heaven could be destroyed. You're looking at a light show that was made 1,000,000 years ago. One day we're going to wake up and then the lights are going to go out in the heavens. You're going to see gigantic dead spots in the heavens and go, that just happened. And I'm going to say, that was 2,000,000 years ago. That cluster of stars was 2,000,000 years ago. It's 2,000,000 miles away, light years away. None of this is real, everybody. You're living in the past. You don't know how many stars are there or how many stars are gone. They could have destroyed the entire universe like it's supposed to be, burned up. And it's going to take 1,000,000 years for the light to get to you. The light in the sky that you're seeing will still be traveling when that place is burnt and gone. There may not be a single star up there in the Milky Way or the heavens. It could all be burned. And it's a big shocker for people to think that. What are you looking at? Well, I'm looking at the night sky, the stars. Are they still there? Well, yeah, I can see the light. No, you can't. Well, we have these telescopes and these things that are going out into space and they can see, they're so close, they can tell. They're still so far away from the Milky Way, they have no idea. They're just telling you that. And they don't even know the distance. They say, oh, it's just far away. You guys literally discovered flight with the Wright brothers. And you're telling me you can tell the distance. Well, we shot a light. They know nothing. Your governments, your scientific community, it's all speculation, probabilities of possibilities, theories developed by old dead men made this. We just keep swaying the symphony of destruction. Yeah, some of us are going to die. Some of us are not going to be here in 1 year. 1 year from now, 2026. And then where's the AI revolution? AI revolution is going to be advanced so fast. But they already know this. That's why they're coming. They sent out the messages. The aliens have been here for hundreds, if not thousands of years. But this group of aliens that came here and crashed in Angel Maytag's yard, they weren't here to say hello. They didn't harm Angel Maytag or his family. Rules of engagement. Why don't they open your door? Why do they shake your door handle at night? Why don't they kill you when they have the chance if they're here for nefarious purposes? Recon teams don't kill. Their goal is to go reconnaissance, quietly, slip in, watch what's going on, understand their enemy. An advanced alien bug-like civilization, it's going to have a purpose, and it's going to be smart enough to know how to destroy an entire planet in mere days, if not hours. Of course you wouldn't see them. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Now we shot them down, retaliated, they burned 2 of our cities, maybe more. And now their ship's heading into our atmosphere, into our solar system. Once they're within range, they could burn this place and cause everyone here to vomit, to go into grand mal seizures, and all they have to do is come mop up the mess. It's exactly what Christ said is going to happen. It's pretty much blanked out. Oh, I've lived deja vu. I have proof. I've actually lived here before. I don't know about all of you. I don't know what you guys got going on, but I proved deja vu. I've had deja vu, said what's going to happen, and it happened. There's been guys that, even Baba Vanga or whatever, she says the same stuff that happened. The issue is those that understand the illusion of freedom and reality, and those that understand what the illusion and what what freedom really is, where the illusion is. You got to understand where the illusion, they tell you what it is, how it works, and then break free from it. It's called breaking free from the matrix. Once you break free from the matrix, the illusion and the realities of freedom versus the illusion of freedom, the realities of what's happening versus the illusion of what mankind told you is. These were old, dead men that made these theories. They're dead. They died. Why did they know so much? How the theory of relativity and Einstein. Come on, you guys. These old men marketed this. The rich took it. They made it. The rich took it. They ran with it. It's a series of control. It's all about the books. It's all about literature. It's all about brainwashing the population. Once you know this is an illusion, you break free. Once you realize this doesn't exist, it's a lie. The old dead men made this all up by the skin of their teeth. And the end goal was to make themselves rich. Here, peace or domination and rich. Man walks up there. I was looking at my friend's wife yesterday, and I really wanted to get with her behind my friend's back. But hey, you know what? I'll just take all the money and power. That's who they are. That's who made this place. God forbid they were ever trusted with a damsel in distress that needed their help for any time. They would turn around and make an advance. These people will do anything they can to pleasure and to rule and to laugh at you. They laugh at you. Why? Because Osama bin Laden wasn't in a cave in Afghanistan. There was no weapons of mass destruction. There was no babies thrown out of incubators. And yes, all the opium was coming out of Afghanistan. But Assad must go. Why you listen? Yeah, if they're here to ignore, then they just need to be gone. They need to be gone. Yeah, exactly. Because they're here to just hate. They're already done. They're already done. Quit crying. They're done. They've already. Those people are already cooked. They're already cooked. They're not gonna. They're going to torment humanity. They're going to send a sound weapon, and they're going to harvest humanity. They're going to harvest this place. What does harvesting mean? That's the thing to figure out. Are they going to eat the flesh? Harvest us like cattle, sheep? Well, yeah. That's what they're coming for. Stay salty, everybody. Stay salty. They're coming because the vats are full. They're coming to destroy and to consume humanity. Revelations. They're going to harvest us. Not me. I got the dent in my forehead. 2018. Uma Muma was here. Got picture evidence. Photo evidence. I think the cookbook seen it. Seen the pictures I've showed where there was a dent in my forehead, disappeared in 3 days. I think it was about that deep. Don't know what it was, but I had 2 marks here with the circle where I was strapped down, and I also had one over my arm. Didn't have one on the other arm, but I had them. They weren't burns and they weren't scratches, and I have photo evidence of that. Get sealed up, everybody. Time to get the seal of God in your forehead. This is going to happen when every one that's to be sealed is sealed. And guess what? When these angels come, they're going to leave those that are sealed up alone. They're going to harvest us. They're coming to eat you. If you're not with God, you're not with the Lord. They're coming to eat you. Yeah. To to harvest you, whatever you are. Souls. Maybe it's not your flesh they want. Maybe it's your souls they want. Just saying. Yeah, we are just livestock. And they know it. Why do they call us consumers? Consumer credit, anybody? Good, you're a good consumer. You consuming our stuff, eating our flesh. Everything here is eating and drinking the blood of the dead. Everybody here is eating everything else. Each other, the animals, firing people, taking from them, putting them in rent, investing in mortgages and real estate. I invest in food and I invest. And maximum profit is eating your brothers and sisters. They're feeding off our emotions. They're feeding off our fears. They're feeding off our addictions. They're eating us. The innocent, that's who they consume the most. Even the wicked that are on here. They're just as bastardized as the rest of them. Everything here, the animals are eating the grass. The grass talks. Native tribes told the entire world everything's alive, including that rock, and they laughed at them. I'm dying. And it matters not. Message from Space, 1978, huh? Directed. These guys used to care. They used to worry about that and think there's a possibility that humanity be harvested when everything here is harvested. The animals are eating the grass, and the predators eat the animals that eat the grass. The animals that spend their time feeding on the living things, the grass, that eat the flesh of the grass, and we go kill them and eat their flesh for a temporary protein and fat source. We eat an entire life. We consume an entire animal's life. All the time it's spent growing its energy, we kill it and harvest its energy for temporary fixes. You think the aliens are going to come here? So recently, a realistic alien signal was beamed from Mars to Earth, decoded by a father-daughter team. They're not telling everybody the truth. Alien-like signal from 2023 has been decoded. They're not even talking about it. I see nothing. This father-daughter team wrote this. I mean, come on, you guys. Says that this is alien signals decoding messages from space, March 16, 2025. Astronomers studying old data from Australia's Parkes Observatory stumbled upon a bizarre signal, a millisecond-long flash of radio energy from deep space. They called it a fast radio burst. Is that what they're calling them? October 30th, father says he... You guys, this is just a big setup. Science app, it's a big setup. In my opinion. You guys, it's father-daughter duo. Cracked an alien code sent. Popular Mechanics, Live Science, October 31st. How did they crack a code? It's like the show Signs. The show Signs is about Jesus Christ. It's all connected. Are you the kind of person that believes in signs? Passion of the Christ. War of the Worlds even. But to show signs, they came to harvest humanity. This mock alien signals. This is what they've done. Mock alien says, you sons of bees. They're not telling you the truth. I remember. I gotta go. The guy that owned this house did that every day. He was listening for a signal. I got 30 minutes to be to work. First thing they're going to do is do exactly as they did. Second thing they're going to do is going to either be knocking our satellites or using our own satellites against us. Once they're within range, they know they can use whatever technologies they have. It's common sense. A ship the size of Manhattan could carry a weapon large enough and strong enough to kill all of humanity. Most of them. Leave only those that are to be survived, spared with the seal of God in their forehead. Everybody else would wish they were dead when this arrives. Possibilities now, you're running about an 80% probability or possibility this could happen. Being taken into context, Senator Kennedy, the shooting down of the objects in the sky, the one that went into Huron Lake, Maui fires, nothing, blue burned, fires that happened in California out of the blue, nobody even has an explanation for. Fires were so hot that they didn't burn certain things. Possibility of an energy weapon being used. Senator Kennedy telling you to lock your doors. The disclosure of aliens to the Senate. How many aliens are here? What races? Bob Lazar. Put a D at the end of his name. Saying they're already here on the Earth. They've already probed us. They know what's going on. They are doing recons the whole time. They've been reconnaissance on the Earth. We know this. They're admitting to it. Every day there's more disclosure. It's not about UFOs. It's not about UAPs. It's about being reconned by another force that's not of this Earth. And it falls right in Revelations. And when it starts, there's nothing anybody can do about it unless you have the seal of God in your forehead. That's where it's going to be. You got to get that seal. You got to be sealed up. They've been digging deep. China has massive cities underneath. All the Russians have bunkers. All of Australia, all of out there, New Zealand, massive bunkers, tunnelways, bunkers. They've been drilling and tunneling all over, and everybody knows it. It's in plain sight. It's a Denver airport. Everybody knows it's happening. They're going underground for what? They're pushing, trying to get nuclear war. What would an alien force want with a world that's nuked? If they know they're biological beings, which I know they are, either an AI hybrid, Cylon, or they're a biological being, if you destroy the Earth, you got a choice. It's the same principle that the Russians used against the Nazis. Burn the cities as you retreat. Burn everything. That way you can't host the alien invasion. You burn everything. There's nothing here for them. If they know that they're susceptible to radiation already, then all they got to do is burn the cities, burn the towns, burn the landscape, nuclearize it, go underground, come back out in 5 or 6 years. They know this. It makes sense. Scorched earth. These guys want a nuclear war. They want a nuclear war. They want the population gone. If there's nothing to harvest, what are they coming for? If they already know we're targeted, all they got to do is burn this place in a nuclear holocaust. Light it up. That way the aliens will think there's nothing here for them. If they are intolerant to radiation or viruses, spread viruses everywhere then. The human immune system can eventually, and animals can eventually work over most viruses. But an alien being can't survive War of the Worlds 2.0 with the viruses. There's sickness in all of our rivers, all the toxoplasmosis, all these viruses. Perfect for an alien attack. They can't be on the surface. They'll die from the viruses and the bacteria that are all over now. Toxic everything. Now burn the cities. Go underground. Just like the Crow, I read a story about where they were tricked out of the earth. They were inside the earth. Yeah. You have to, you're going to be tormented and wish it was over. God is the answer. Yeshua, Jesus, Yeshua is too. He's the one that leads you to the Father. Get that sealed up. Get sealed up. You don't want to go through the torture. You want to go to your knees now. Repent. Repent for your sins in the dark, in the quiet. Don't do it in front of anybody. Go repent. Get baptized. Don't care. Find someone to baptize you that believes in the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Get baptized. Anything to get baptized. Any way to get baptized. I can't say do it yourself. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. But get sealed up. Get sealed up. Because this is coming. One way or the other, it's coming. You are alive in a time that the old ones before you would have killed to be in. The fulfillment of Scripture, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. I was a milkman for 21 years. My Aunt Honeybee died. I love my Aunt Honeybee. Honey, the gold I have, the massive gold reserves, streets of gold, milk and honey. It's all happening before our very eyes. It's all happening. And I'm taking the time out of my work. They tried running this 14 hours ago. Pleasure Beach to broadcast real message from space. They shot a beam to Mars and back, and they're like, oh, we decoded it. Good, amoebas. Good job. Congratulations. Meanwhile, they shot out alien ships in our atmosphere, and Kennedy said, lock your doors, folks. That's all, folks. Years ago, and nobody cares. Yeah. So NASA shot a laser beam from a spacecraft December 6, 2024 to the Earth. Congratulations. Have fun getting through the firmament. Have fun doing that. The Van Allen belt. Have fun with that one. Well, we've made it through the Van Allen belt 1,000 times. No, you haven't. Stop lying to these people. Stop lying, government guys. The Cold War's over. You don't have to sit there and pretend anymore. Oh, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Okay. Okay. You won. The Soviets cracked. You did it. Good job. You beat the space race. Good job. Now the Soviets are they're done. Now you've got Putin the sickle. Vladimir Putin hammer and sickle. Now where are you? Now you want world annihilation at any turn. Maybe the population should be saying, why is this place decaying? Why we don't care about the poor or the sick anymore? Why are they extracting maximum profits out of everybody, taking from the poor and giving to the rich? Why are they promoting a system that's all about taking from everybody and giving to the rich? Oh, well, usually at the end of robbing people, you burn their village and destroy and massacre them when you're done with them. You got what was called riches from them, didn't you? You took everything, including their lives, their hopes, their dreams, their feelings. Lot less messier than bullets. Back in the days, you guys thought bullets were the answer. Look what the bullets do for them. Look how many bullets they used in Ukraine and in Gaza. How much weapons they had to use to do that, just to do that. How are they going to kill 8.5 billion people with bullets? There's not enough guns and bullets to kill the people that are here now. It's disease or nuclear, biological, or environmental. The only way to kill these people off. You got too many people. You know what's right. AI's, let's just send that in. You got it. No, PCR test came back negative. What'd you do with my DNA? Did you get your test? Did it come back negative? Well, maybe you got it. How about this? Find your Cherokee heritage. Oh, I'm a Iberian Peninsula and Lithuania. Never been to either. Yeah. Or you're Italian and they say, oh, you're full-blooded Scottish. Everybody handed over there, find your Cherokee heritage, and they sold your data. Why? Those of you that are maybe worth something, they might recreate you. Or just recreate you anyway, splice you with a jellyfish DNA and let you glow in the frickin' dark. Yeah. Yeah, but the machines are going to help the day of reckoning. The machines are going to speed up the last day. The machines are going to make it. They're going to be that quick, and that's coming is AI. It's AI interface biological. They've already advanced. It's Cylon technology. They've already advanced into AI. These creatures you're seeing coming, they're not going to be a biological creature. They're interface, just like what we're going to do here. Whatever we figured out here, they figured out 10 times faster than us. These are not just bugs, these are machines. Machines that don't care. What do you think? You got demons in the microscopic world. That all these parasites, they're freaking demons. Imagine them, 2,000 pounds coming from another place. I mean, there's so much. God's creation is huge. Yeah, they stole all your DNA in prison. You got your DNA fingerprints. That's all it's about. You're all in a database. They know who you are. They can recreate you. What do they need you for? I mean, those of you in India and Pakistan and China and wherever, they got so many of you, they don't even care. They're just like, well, we can just take this guy and merge him with the jellyfish and let's cross some DNA from a pangolin into there. We'll make a pretty cool person. Kind of like Star Trek, all the weird hybrid people like the bar on Star Wars. Make a ton of you guys like that. AI interface to humanity right now, they're going to be able to, these people, if you're not AI interface, you're going to be done here. That's the future. That's the future. Neuralink was the beginning. It's over, folks. That's all, folks. Yeah. The guy can sit with Neuralink and he can surf the web while he's asleep. Yeah, it's over. The biological interface with AI is already here. And they have all of our DNA. That if you're worth it. I mean, if your Uncle Joe and you are the same people, they got your DNA anyway. Trace you right back to an uncle. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All they had to do is narrow it down to have some kind of justification for wiping out the planet. Is to just say, well, we're worth billions, each one of us. Why do we need the rest of them? Let's just put them in a box. Let's wipe out the biological poop fest going on planet Earth. Let's wipe them out, burn the place, scorched earth, get rid of all of them. The aliens will be like, there's nothing to see there. It's a burned Earth planet like on Battlestar Galactica 2020, 2005. They're going to fly right by and they're going to see a burned Earth. They're going to see a destroyed Earth destroyed by nuclear weapons. They're not going to stay here. That's my theology. They'll nuke the place. They'll burn it before they get here. So we have until November, December. In my theology, that's what it would be. Yeah, military. Oh, we took those COVID tests. Those PCRs couldn't tell you if you was frickin' from Mumbai or you were from frickin' Pakistan. They couldn't tell the difference. They didn't even tell you if you was sick if you wasn't sick. They had to use a flu and COVID test to get it to work. RSV flu. This one worked, but all the PCR tests, they shoved those swabs clear back into your brain. Yeah, what were they for? I mean, literally, asking for a friend. Didn't tell you if you had it or not. Doctors were diagnosing most people just by symptoms. You're telling me they couldn't tell if you had COVID from your nose? Horse crap. That was a giant DNA gathering data of the entire human race. They got you. What are you good for? 90% of you? I bid you farewell. Must have been a coincidence those tests never worked, right? The science was off. Okay. Or maybe you wanted all the DNA of all the humans on Earth so you could get all of them. And you had all of them inside of a database. And look at what the advancements in DNA started from the year 2000 to 2025. Oh, we're solving cold cases now all the time from that DNA was properly kept, and now we can zero it down to this guy living in California that's 75 years old that killed somebody back in the 1960s. What do you think they're going to do with your DNA? If they just don't go, oh, they don't want that one. No. No. Yeah, this has got some pretty good, we like this person. This person's got some traits for a future human race, AI interface that's going to be cool. Yeah. Dawn of the Dead. A1 was in the entry. Yeah, AI was. AI was. This was made by DARPA. This was made by the U.S. government. The net. Welcome to America, everybody. Yeah, welcome to America. Yeah, I almost died of COVID over and over again. They said, oh, you don't got COVID. Really? The doctor's like, yeah, you got COVID. Anyway, I got to get out of here and go to work. Just remember, the first attack is going to be what's already happened. An alien invasion has already happened. We already have the hallmarks of contact already. This is already done. Lock your doors, folks. But a reconnaissance team has been here already. They've already reconned our planet. Now, if you say, oh, no, then why don't they open your door when they come after you? Just checking, asking for somebody else, my friend. But they're doing exactly what they would do, slow, methodically. Test it out, monitor, watch. Not China. China. And then attack. And then burn the wicked. And if you're not, well, just one sound weapon shot through space at planet Earth, and we're all screwed. You'll be vomiting, just like what happened to the ancient Aztec Empire. The Aztecs ran. The chief said, "Go to Mexico or south, go north into Idaho, Montana." The rest went into Colorado and down into Texas, became the Comanche people, and the rest of Shoshones. And the U.S. stayed in the surrounding area, but there was something here, a beam that came in and made them. They went into the Aztec Empire went into grand mal seizures, and they would the entire village would be exposed to this. More than likely, a radio wave, a signal, a weapon beamed down here in Utah that wiped out an entire population. They were gone. Everybody down here, the entire groups were gone. They were scattered. The Aztecs Mexico, the 5-6 nations down there dealt with them. Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Thanks for watching.